And we're back. Welcome to Daily Hope. I hope you guys are doing well. We are in 2 Kings chapter 3 this morning, coming off the heels of a crazy chapter. Remember, Elijah just ascended into heaven in a very spectacular fashion. Elisha has taken his place as prophet and is en route to Bethel when a bunch of kids come up and start making fun of him because he's bald. And he turns around and he curses these kids. 2 bears walk out of the woods and destroy 42 kids. I'm telling you, it's the most Old Testament thing that could have ever happened. So chapter 3, we meet King Jehoram, who takes over as king of Israel. And it says that he does evil in the sight of the Lord, verse 2. Now, it also says that he wasn't as bad as his parents. Who are his parents? King Ahab and Queen Jezebel, some of the worst leaders Israel's ever known. So he's not as bad as them. And we know that because he tore down some of the pillars that were used to worship Baal. But yet he couldn't escape the sins of Jeroboam that was clearly idol worship. And so we continue on this trajectory of Israel having bad leadership. So the story continues with the king of Moab, who begins to refuse to pay taxes. Now that Ahab is gone, he's like, I'm done paying all these taxes. And so Jehoram summons Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom, and they set a course to go deal with these Moabites. So the 3 kings set off for Moab, and about day 7, they run out of water. And so Jehoshaphat says, hey, let's inquire of the Lord. So they do. They reach out to Elisha. Elisha says, hey, dig some ditches. So they dig ditches. God miraculously fills them with water, and everybody is hydrated and resting well. And from afar, the king of Moab is watching this. And what he sees, I don't know if it was the reflection of the sun or what, but he sees pools of blood. It says, the kings are fighting amongst themselves. Now's our opportunity to go and meet them and to destroy them. So they go, but Israel rises up. The 3 kings wake up and they utterly destroy these guys. And so the king of Moab retreats with a few men and he goes back. And what does he do? He offers his son as a burnt sacrifice unto his foreign gods. And so on goes the story of just how messed up these people are. So where's the daily hope in this passage? Well, it could come from Jehoshaphat inquiring of God in their time of need and God faithfully coming through. But I want to take a little bit deeper dive into King Jehoram. This passage demonstrates just how status quo Jehoram is. He's not a great leader. He's not as bad as his parents, but he does exactly what everybody else is doing. I think that's where the problem is. You see, all throughout the Old Testament, Israel has an issue with being consecrated to God and consecrated from sin at the same time. So there are seasons when they consecrate themselves to Yahweh, but they allow their sin back into the camp at some point along the journey, and it just devastates things. And I think the opposite can be true too. We can be so fixated on eliminating sin from our life, but if we don't consecrate ourselves to Yahweh in the process, we're just aimless. And so I want to encourage all of us today to be consecrated to God and to be consecrated from your sin. Don't live in the middle tension. Don't live there, because at the end, it's just destined to fail. And so may we seek Jesus, may we find Jesus, and may we be people who are dedicated to being righteous and to not succumbing to the alien practices of our culture. So be blessed today, knowing that God loves you and that he's not content with you being status quo. Hope you enjoy your day.